Hi everyone, doing this video in English today in hopes that it will be helpful for more people and that my Russian speaking viewers would be able to understand since they are looking into getting UAE driving license. So today I'll be talking about my experience of getting the license with my background, which is I'm from Kazakhstan. I had driving license from Kazakhstan and the driving license from my country are not transferable, and I will link here a list of countries from where you can just translate your license and start driving. However, that's not the case for Kazakhstan, but we are eligible for golden chance, which means that we still have to take theory part. No matter how many years of experience you had driving a car, you still have to take the theory part, and then we get exempted from driving classes. So we are on our own, and I'll explain this a little more later, but we will have to do some minimum hours of driving and then get certificate of completion, and then we are eligible to go on a road test right away. So, and after that, if you successfully pass both of those, then you get your license. Before I start talking more about the theory part, there are some logistical things that we have to complete. And first of them is an eye test. So it costs around 100 dirhams, and you can get it done in many optic shops around UAE. So you go in, you give them your Emirates ID, and then you get your eye checked. And if everything is okay, they give you a paper that you're eligible to drive. And with that paper, further on, you go on the next step. And if, as in my case, you have driving license from your home country, which is eligible for a golden chance, then you would have to translate them into Arabic, which can be done in any typing center in the city. And it costs around 100 dirhams as well. And to do the translation, they needed my paper from the eye test center, which says that I'm okay to drive. And with that paper, they applied for the eligibility of the license, and I did it in the evening of one day, and the next day in the morning, I got the approval from the transport authority, if I'm not mistaken, and was able to open a file. You can open the file inside that typing center as well, where they scan your passport, your photo, your license, and all the documents you need, so it's very hassle-free if you don't have access to the scanners, etc. However, you can do it on your own online on the police website as well. So with my traffic file open through the typing center, which costed me around 50 dirhams as well, I went to the driving school website and purchased the theory classes. So because of COVID, the theory classes were held online, so I didn't have to drive all the way to Musafa all the time. And I purchased the package for 800 dirham, and it had 8 classes and a PDF file in it, which you are supposed to finish before you go onto your exam. So since it was online, I had all the time in the world to procrastinate and not actually study. So it took me a while. However, if you are in a hurry to get your license, you can do it so much faster since you are in privilege of managing your own time and your own study pace. Once you complete the 8 classes on the platform, you would be able to book a date for your theory exam. And you can do that through emailing the school, and then they'll set you a date and time. You have to take the test in Musafa on the set date and time, and you are set in a classroom, and your table is your tablet. So all of your questions are in there, and there is a person that you can ask questions if something is unclear to you. And there are 45 questions, and in order to pass the theory exam, you have to answer 36 of them right. The questions are pretty straightforward, and there are a lot of resources on the internet as well, especially YouTube. There are a lot of similar questions that drill you on the theory exam, so that helped me a lot as well. Once you've successfully passed your theory test, you can go on Abu Dhabi Police app, and from there you can request your driving permit, which will help you in your driving lessons. And the driving permit costs 100 dirhams, and there is a 12 to 15 dirham fee for the delivery. So with Golden Chance, you don't have to buy driving lesson packages. However, you still have to complete minimum of 6 hours, if I'm not mistaken, of driving, and you have to find an instructor on your own. There might be resources from the driving school. However, I was asking a lot of my friends and their instructors were referring me to other instructors, and like that I found one with whom I trained. The hourly rate of the instructor really depends, so you can negotiate it with them. And upon completion, the minimum training time, you receive the certificate of completion. As a next step, you'll have to find a date and time for your driving test. And that can be also done through Abu Dhabi Police app. And I was given a date which was a month in advance. And as I said, I was procrastinating with my theory part, so I didn't want to wait any longer on this one. And I decided to prepone the date. So I noticed that the app allows you to prepone the date only to the next one. So for example, if I wanted to prepone it today, then tomorrow I will have my test already. So that's why I managed it in the way that I knew that my certificate of completion is going to be in order, so I will be eligible to go on my driving test. So to prepone the test, I paid 300 dirhams and I went on my driving exam. On the date of the test, I also had to pay 200 for the test itself. And then I got my number of the bus that I would be riding and just was waiting for everyone to gather. On that bus, they were calling us in alphabetic order, and each of us had a distance that we had to drive, so there were a lot of roundabouts, and you have to be very careful about how you enter the car and how you sit down and checking your mirrors, doing everything that a responsible driver would be doing. And then also with your instructor, you can go through the same routes and ask for advice on how to successfully pass the driving test. The police officer that sits next to you in the car also tells you if you've passed or failed the test. And if you've successfully passed, you can again log in on your Abu Dhabi police app. And from there, you can request your driving license, which also costs 300 dirhams and with a fee of 12 to 15 dirhams for the delivery. So all in all, with taxi fees to go to Masafa and back, and with all the class fees, license fees and everything, I spent around 2,500 dirhams on obtaining the license. But it is worth for the freedom to have to be driving around and seeing more of UAE. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, you can just leave them below and I'll try to respond. Thank you for watching, and I wish you good luck on your driving exams.